TIFU, telling my strict mother I want to start birth control. For reference, I'm F18. My boyfriend, M, is also 18. We've been together for 2 years now. I decided I wanted to start having sex a while ago. I have always been safe, wearing protection, taking Plan B if something happened, being extra informed about my menstrual cycle, etc. Some weeks ago I decided I wanted to start birth control. I reunited courage and talked to my mother about it on Saturday. At first she was very supportive and we even did research together. I was so happy because I thought my mother was finally being open and trustworthy. She has always been protective and kind of conservative. On Sunday she randomly comes into my room and tells me she's disappointed in me. I asked why and she told me she expected more of me. And she kinda made it clear that she thought less of me for having sex with my BF. Today I went to the doctor's appointment about birth control recommendations. She insisted to come along and was visibly annoyed the whole time. Once the appointment was over, I told her I was going to hang out with my BF later. She didn't say anything and I went over to his house to order some food and just watch TikToks. She called the whole time asking what was I doing, what time was I coming home, etc. I'm being serious, she was calling every 20 minutes. I just went home and now she told me that once she comes home from work she needs to talk with me. And that she will make new rules and expects me to follow them. Honestly, this last days left me exhausted and wondering if I should just kept silent and do research by myself. I feel overwhelmed and judged by her all the time. This is hell. TLDR. I told my mother I wanted her advice on birth control. She's now disappointed in me and I'm afraid this changed the way she thinks of me forever. You haven't changed the way she thinks of you. You are a new adult and she's thought of you as her baby for 18 years. My daughter is younger than you, but I would be proud of her if she did the research. You put in a lot of effort and tried to keep her involved. Let her know that her reactions mean you may share less about your life in the future. My wife's parents are judgmental, so they don't get lots of updates. Update. For anyone that's interested, she came to talk. She told me she was disappointed in me for having sex. Again. She told me I wasn't in my right mind and couldn't consent to anything because I was so young. She told me she didn't want me seeing my BF anymore. At this point I just laughed because her points were getting ridiculous. I told her I was an adult now, and obviously in my right mind to consent. I told her I expected her to support and guide me and she just kept repeating if I expected her to be happy about it. I repeated to her I wanted her support but she didn't seem to understand. I also told her she wasn't listening to me and she was playing the victim. She kept saying, "Oh, I know I'm the worst mother. You don't have to keep repeating yourself." Or when I told her she wasn't understanding my points she said, "So do you think I'm stupid?" The whole situation was so ridiculous and she was getting on my nerves, so I just started crying. She's a damn grown adult and I felt like I was talking to a child. I told her to didn't expect me to tell her the things that would happen in my life from this very moment, and that I will continue seeing my boyfriend as long as we are together. I'm so heartbroken and I feel so alone. If anyone wants to offer their support, I'll really appreciate it. TLDR. She reassured me she thought less of me for having sex. She said I couldn't consent because I was so young and tried to keep me from seeing my BF. You are 18 unless the laws differ locally. You should be free to get birth control without your mother's consent. First of all, you are 18 years old. You shouldn't have to ask your mom for permission to get birth control. The next time you go to the doctor, don't tell her and just go by yourself. Your medical information is really none of her business anymore. She cannot control you. You're 18. No longer mention your reproductive choices to her. You are 18. Before the law, she has no control over your healthcare choices. A healthy, responsible parent prepares you to protect yourself. You're doing the right thing. Good boundaries might be the next move for you. It sounds like you're trying to keep your mom involved in your life even as you turn into an adult. That's the right thing to do. But it's also a really hard transition for both the mom and the child. If your mom's been good to you for the last 18 years, though, this past week isn't going to change everything. Adults have sex. Your mom knows that. And on some level, she has to feel good knowing that you're in a stable, monogamous relationship. It sounds like the only thing you need to do is keep doing what you're doing. And your mom will eventually realize that she still trusts you. Tell her that you think she is too young to be a grandmother. And you want to make sure it doesn't happen, while still having fun. Hey op. First of, good on you for taking care of yourself and being responsible. Most parents would be so grateful to have such a responsible child. And since she hasn't said this to you yet, I think it's important to take a moment here, to breathe, and pat yourself in the back for being a responsible young adult and everything that I am sure she wanted you to be, but can't seem to agree with. While I completely understand how hard it must be for mothers to swallow the idea of their child finally having sex, it is part of life and there's absolutely no excuse for her to make you feel this way. She might be having a hard time understanding that now, but I promise you, it sounds like your mom loves you and will come to terms with the fact that you are growing. I know none of you are on the right mindset to talk right now. Likely both upset, frustrated, sad, etc. But perhaps consider taking a moment and letting her know how you feel. Start by being honest. Hey, can we talk without fighting about this? I am sad about our argument and I feel like we should chat. But trying not to fight so we can understand each other. I know it sounds very therapy-ish, but every time I've had an issue with someone I care about, I find it helpful to let them know my intention is not to fight but to hear each other out. Let her know that you too are sad about what was said. And that you understand this might be hard to swallow as a mom. But that you genuinely came to her because you love her and trust her. And because her support to you means a lot. And that you didn't expect to feel less because of what you did. Remind her that you are doing everything she surely taught you. To be responsible, to be safe, and to be communicative. Tell her you don't want to stop sharing things with her, but that you will if it makes her feel upset or angry in any way because that's not your intention. But that you will continue to make your choices as a growing adult. I'm sure also that up to this point she probably likes your boyfriend. You've been with him for 2 years and he also supports safety. So she should be happy that for the time being he's a good partner to you also. I hope this helps. Less than 3. I've had many bad fights with my mom. And we love each other so deeply. I promise you, no good mom will ever stop loving you. No matter what harsh words are shared in a heated conversation, she will come around. Stand your ground respectfully, and be patient for her to catch up with the thought of you being sexually active. Perhaps share less about it with her until you really need to. After all, you are already making good choices and don't need her to know all the details. Make sure she can't sabotage your birth control. Your mother needs to understand that you are 18. What would you even tell her? You are 18 and don't need to run anything by her anymore. I get wanting to have that bond with your parent and have someone to confide in, but she isn't the one for this. Don't tell her anything anymore. You are a legal adult. Ask mom if she wants to be a grandma. You are being smart and responsible. Props to you for talking with your mom about it, too. I stopped reading after F18. You are 18. The end. Your mom seems very manipulative. Why did you think she needed to know you were going to start birth control? What kind of reaction did you think you were going to get from her? Is your mom American-born or from a different country? Sorry, mom can't talk. Justin is currently railing me from behind. Gonna be occupied for the next 4 hours, so I am turning off the phone. Remind her that you're living proof that she's had sex. It's not a bad thing if you're being responsible about it. If she's going to get personal, respectfully ask her when she had sex. And if it was later, was that because she chose that or was pressured and belittled against it? Please just learn from this and do better if, when you are a parent, you did your best and cannot control your mother's response. Not a you thing. It's a her thing. Tell her what you've told us, how you feel unsupported and less likely to come to her in future. It's nice that you told your mom, but it seems like you knew this may well be a consequence of telling her. You're an adult, so you didn't need to tell her, and unfortunately, you can't close Pandora's box.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.